You're listening to Sip and Grow the podcast, the show where we taste awesome, delicious wines while having unfiltered conversations about our passions, experiences, struggles, entrepreneurship, and life. My name is Nicole DiPasquale, and I'm a wine enthusiast just trying to pursue her passions and dreams while taking you on the journey with me, one episode at a time. My ultimate goal is to not only bring you wine knowledge and value, but also inspire you to enjoy your process and journey in pursuing your passions and dreams. Because guess what? The person you become while enduring the process is more important. So sit back, grab a glass, and let's sip and grow together. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Sip and Grow the podcast with me, your host, Nicole DiPasquale. So today I'm actually going to review a producer that I've already reviewed on my Instagram page, but I figured we'll bring them on to the podcast because why not? So I have Avaline here for you. If you guys haven't heard of Avaline, it was basically founded by Cameron Diaz and Catherine Power. There are these two women who basically had this goal to kind of just search for producers or winemakers around the world that stick to the natural, organic way of making wine, and also look for producers who practice sustainable farming. So they just they wanted to create a brand that was fully 100% organic, sugar free, zero sugar added, and basically had no additives in there. So like 0 grams of sugar, 100% organic grapes, and no additives. One thing about a lot of producers, what they do is that they add stuff like mega purple or other things into the wine to kind of make the wine look or taste a certain way. And winemakers are actually allowed to add up to like 73 different types of additives, which is crazy because some of those additives, or most of those additives, are actually not very good for you. So what kind of drew me into this brand was I honestly came across it one day shopping at Sprouts, which is the supermarket. And I really liked the label. Like, the label was super clean, simple, to the point, which is crazy because it is a clean, natural wine. And I really, really liked it. And I started reviewing some of them. And long story short, they did reach out to me and gave me a code with a discount. So if you guys are interested in trying this wine, I will definitely link their website in the show notes with the discount code so that you guys can try them out. I got this one in the mail 2 weeks ago, or the week of Thanksgiving. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. And this one's a Beaujolais, so I figured, why not open a Beaujolais? It's like the time of the year to drink it. It's a 2023 vintage, which I've done an episode on Beaujolais before, but Beaujolais is basically a wine that comes out every single year around the 3rd week of November. And it's a very, very popular wine. So like Beaujolais, to give you a little background on it, it's kind of this little area south of Burgundy. I think it's technically still considered part of Burgundy in France, but it's a little area south of Burgundy called Beaujolais. And they're kind of like laid back French people. We love laid back French people because a lot of French people are not that laid back, but they're super cool. Love you guys. Not saying anything bad. But this specific area, the Beaujolais area, what they do, or what they're known for, is like anytime you see a bottle that says Beaujolais, it means that once the wine was fermented, they immediately bottle the wine and sell it to everybody to drink. So it's considered like a young wine, essentially. So you're literally drinking the wine that was like basically made that year. So this wine specifically was bottled and made 2023, and now it's at my house and we're gonna drink it, and I think that's great. One of the things about this wine producer that I love is like or this wine brand, I'm sorry, that I love is that they just put all the information on the front and back. They are vegan friendly, and it gives you like the tasting notes. It says free from added sugar, concentrates, pairs well with. They even give you what it pairs well with. Let's see what this one says. It's always fun. Pairs well with cozy appetizers and bright twinkling lights. Okay, I don't have the appetizers, but I have the lights. And then in the back, it just gives you like the information on it. So, Appellation Beaujolais Villages Protégé 2023, which is the vintage. It gives you the calorie count per 5 fluid ounces, which is crazy. It has like the calories, the carbohydrates, the protein, the ingredients, which is organic grapes and sulfites, which we all know sulfites are always present in the grape skins. So that's probably why it says sulfites. And yeah, it just gives you all the information in the back, like the alcohol percentage. But I just think the way they do it is so clean cut. And honestly, like it's their label is what drew me into their wine, and then I ended up really liking their wine. Like honestly, the ones I've tried up until this point have been really, really good. And they're, oh my god, mosquitoes. And honestly, it's a very clean wine. So if you're looking to drink clean, natural wine, this is like a safety net of like you'll be guaranteed that you're drinking really good quality wine. So let's go ahead and open it and taste it. I'm kind of excited to see how this Beaujolais tastes. I've only tried one Beaujolais, which was the one I did in the last episode, and it was good. It wasn't bad. I think it's like very, sorry, that's very loud. I think for me, Beaujolais are just like very easy drinking wines, and like it's a really great wine, go-to wine for people that don't really drink wine a lot. It's a good introduction wine, I think, to the red wine world. Just like I think Pinot Noir is a great introduction to red wines, but that's just me. But I'm excited to see how this one tastes because like I said, I've only had one other Beaujolais and it was like okay. It wasn't like anything special, but it does taste. It's because to me, since it still was in like malolactic fermentation process and it was bottled while I was doing like in that process, I feel like the wine is incomplete. But that's just because I feel that way, not because it's bad or anything, because a lot of people love this wine. So let's go ahead and try it. It's just very fruit forward and very much like almost like grape juice, from what I remembered from what I tried. But we're gonna see how this one tastes. Immediately the color is like a like purple, like a grape juice color, which is nice. It looks just like a very young wine. On the nose, you get a lot of red fruit notes. It's very juicy, like juicy and fresh in your face, which typical Beaujolais. Yeah, it's like cranberry notes, strawberry, even like all the red, like juicy red fruits are present there, and like it's just basically like put all the red fruits in a bowl and that's what you got. And like it's very crisp and fresh and then like juicy almost, that it just makes you feel like you're drinking grape juice. So it's very light. I would say it's like, for me it's light bodied, so it's light bodied, goes down smoothly. It's more on the juicy fruity side of things. There are no tannins at all. There's no, to me it's not bad. I think personally I just don't like Beaujolais that much. I don't know. I feel like people that don't normally drink wine would probably love this. My rating for this one would be, just to preface before I give my rating, it's not a bad Beaujolais. It's actually a very good Beaujolais. I just personally don't like Beaujolais. Like I'm not I don't go out of my way to buy a Beaujolais to drink Beaujolais. I would prefer a Malbec. I would prefer a red blend. I would prefer anything other than a Beaujolais. But I do think it's a solid Beaujolais. But my personal rating of like me liking this wine, I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. And I give it a 6 out of 10 not because it's bad quality Beaujolais. I think it's actually way better than the other one I had, but because I really don't fancy Beaujolais. That's just not me. Which it's fine. It's fine. I actually wanted to talk to you guys about something that happened to me recently, which my friend, so shout out to Shannon, she just gifted me a book that she ordered a book on Amazon and she got two of them instead of one. And she was like, wait, did I double order this? And she didn't. So she was like, oh my God, I have two books now. And talking, like, she was like, oh my God, I think Nicole would love this book. And she gifted me this book. And I was super grateful because it's called Eastern Body, Western Mind. And it's about like your chakra system and psychology all mixed in one. And I just started reading it. So like, I'm not super into the book yet, but there was a quote that I wrote down that I thought was excellent. And it's so crazy because this entire week I've been kind of talking about this subject with different conversations that I've been having with people. But I wrote down the quote so I won't butcher it, of course. But the quote says, if the outer world is to be transformed, the process must begin within. If the inner world is to be transformed, it must be understood in light of the outer forces that shaped it. Listen, let me tell you something. When I read that, I was like, wow, dropping bars, dropping facts in this book. I'm just like, I'm a naturally curious person and I love to learn and grow. Obviously, you guys have been with me for all these episodes and like we're here, we're learning, we're growing. But I love that because it's basically talking about how like healing starts from within, right? So like when you really open yourself up to start healing and growing and like learning about yourself, it's like you have to look within, but like you looking within, you also have to understand your like outside experiences that have kind of shaped who you are today and have kind of influenced you to react or kind of take on situations the way you've been taking them on for all this time. Because unfortunately, because there's positive and negatives to this, but like the environment that you're raised in shapes who you are, and it's you understanding that environment and like what it did for you in a positive way and what it did for you in a negative way that will actually unlock another level of like healing for yourself. Because when you start to understand all your experiences that kind of, or the way that you were brought up or the environment that you were in, how it impacts you in a good or bad way, is when you actually start to heal on a deeper level. Because then you'll understand like what triggers you or why you feel a certain type of way about yourself. Because like, believe it or not, a lot of things are like locked in our subconscious, and it's like that comes from like a very, very young age. And it could very well be that like your parents did the best that they could and they didn't realize that a certain gesture or saying or a way of being that they brought you up in actually was traumatic for you in some type of way, and like that like trickled into all the other areas of your life. But then when you start to understand that one thing that kind of like basically like made you feel the way you feel in all these other areas, is when you start to like heal from that. Because it's like a deep rooted thing that you have to figure out in order to like heal and grow from. And like it can be anything. Like it could be something that was said to you growing up that you thought was like helping you, but in reality it was just creating like a traumatic response, or it was like a trigger for you. So like every time you heard something similar, then that was like trickling into all the other areas of your life. Like there's so many things that we can get into, but it's like I just love how this book talks about how it's not only understanding like who you are within and like what you need to work on from within, but also understanding how your experiences in the outside affected you positively or negatively in order, or not in order, how they affected you to be the person that you are today, and how you can heal from that if it was like a negative experience in order to be better or to do better for your future. Because ultimately, when you start, it's like this, you seeking to understand yourself on the deepest level possible in order to be the best version of yourself so that you can do better the next day, or you can be better for your future family or for your future partner or for your future job, whatever it is that you're trying to like get to the next level in. Like, this deep healing is what helps everything. And like that comes with deep understanding of self, that comes with deep understanding of like your experiences and how your outside world shaped you to be how you are and how it affected you, and then kind of just going from there and like unlearning that, because unlearning is part of the healing process. And then when you unlearn a habit, essentially, because it is a habit, that's how you have to reteach yourself to do or create a new habit. And I just thought that book is super interesting. Like, if you're into chakra, like it talks about like yoga too. So if you're into yoga, chakra, learning about the chakras and psychology, and therapy, that book is for you. It's Eastern Mind, Western, no, Eastern Body, Western Mind. Eastern Body, Western Mind by Anodea Judith. I'll link it in the show notes. If you're interested in reading it, read along with me, because we just started the book. But yeah, I figured I'd share that with you guys because I really enjoyed the book, and I think it's a really powerful tool to better understand what imbalances you have in order to move forward from them and grow because of them. Because essentially, I'm here to be the best version of myself in order to give the best version of myself to others. And I hope that I can inspire one person to do the same for themselves, because we're just here to experience and enjoy life to the fullest. You know what I mean? And like, we love to do that with a glass of wine. So let me know if you try this Beaujolais. I'll link the website and the code in my show notes so that you guys could try this wine out and let me know what you think. Again, my rating was on the lower side just because I'm not a Beaujolais fan, but let me know what you think. Have a good one. Cheers. Drink your wine tonight, and I will see you all on the next one.